Hey everyone, this is Gabe Stefan with Astral Talk. Today I'm talking about 2020 forecasts for Sagittarius Suns and Sagittarius Risings. Okay, so let's go ahead and chat about this. Sagittarius, so interesting. This is an interesting. This would be an interesting year for a lot of rising Sagittarius or Sagittarius suns, I believe. This is a definitely interesting year, especially when it comes to if you're definitely planning creating something new that may be involving creating your own income somehow. This, okay, let me put this aside for a second. I feel like, especially with the first 3 months, I feel like rising Sagittarius, you guys would be the most aware of this when it comes to your happiness revolving around your job situation and and what kind of income you're creating or receiving. Especially with this alignment. This lunar eclipse is going to tell you if you're happy with what you're doing. It really will, especially if it's a value of your time of doing. If you're working a job that you don't like, that you're receiving income from, you will definitely be tested with that. The lunar eclipse will definitely hit you in the head with that. But if you are happy with what you're doing or creating, you will definitely feel the jump in energy to continue forward. You will be very excited about what's to come coming forward. For those of you who have chosen to create a quality of life for yourself, and also any seeds that you planted in the past may come to fruition now, all of a sudden. This is definitely, for rising Sagittarius, I feel like this year is a good year for your financial situation. I really do believe that, especially since Saturn is your financial planet, but now you got Jupiter in there. It could be a good year for your financial situation. However, let's keep it real though. When Jupiter is in that second house, expanding that house of abundance, when it's giving you abundance of income and money and stuff like that, it's also, the second house does involve spending because it is a materialistic area of life. So you got to be careful too. If you're spending make sure if you're gaining money, make sure you're also, if you're spending money, because you can gain as much quickly as possible, but you can spend and it can go out as quickly as possible too, with Jupiter being there. Make sure that money that's going out, majority of it's for investments. Just putting that out there. Make sure you're investing. And make sure you're recycling so you can get more income going forward. This is a good year for that. This is a good year to build a block of that. I like what I see for rising Sagittarius when it comes to your financial situation. This is a good year to really get on your feet on that. Especially depending on where your midheaven is. If it's really hidden, especially that Saturn Pluto's hitting that spot, please. I'm just putting that out there. Rising Sagittarius, you definitely have a good year when it comes to that, and I will take advantage of this year, especially if you're creating something and building something. Take advantage of this energy. I'm putting it out there. If you don't, it's not going to come again like this for you. Just being honest. Mercury retrogrades, you won't be too affected by it too much, just except for the one in February, March. That one in your fourth house, your home life, your family, there might be miscommunications with your family, things like that. Be flexible with your family. I would just say that. Or with people you live with. I'll just say that. Venus retrograde, you will be affected by this year, especially if you're not single. If you're in a relationship, this will definitely give you a boost of energy and nutrients for your relationship. I do believe that this is a positive thing for your relationships. Only thing I would say this is don't become too, if you're starting a relationship, don't move too fast. Especially if it's before the Venus retrograde, because you move too fast, it's going to make hard aspects to Neptune in your fourth house. So like just say, oh, we want to move in very quickly all of a sudden. Be careful with that. That's all I have to say about that. But otherwise than that, no, Venus retrograde in your seventh house, relationship house, it's going to revitalize that area. So, and if you're single, just be patient. Something may come through around that time. You never know. Never know. But I do see this being a theme of relationships and lovers. We're going to get to that Mars retrograde in a second. Let's see, what else? Okay. For some of you, Uranus will be affecting your health a little bit too as well. Anxiety may end up jumping up for some of you. Especially if Uranus enters it will be in your sixth house for Sagittarius souls. For rising Sagittarius, it just depends on your chart. But when Uranus enters the sixth house, just be wary about your health. Make sure you're not overworking yourself, and make sure that your work is progressing you forward. That's all I have to say with that. Okay, let's go to the Mars retrograde. Let's talk about that. This is where I think it's going to be the challenge for... It could be favorable for rising Sagittarius and Sagittarius. I do believe it could be favorable. However, we have to think back. This is a Mars retrograde, so your love life can be challenged in some way. It can be challenged, but I do think that it's easy to be worked through, though. With this, it's especially since it's in Aries, it's a favorable sign for you. It's in favorable positions. I don't foresee it being a bad Mars retrograde for you. Just depends on your chart too. It really does. Just depends on your chart. I don't see it being a bad Mars retrograde. So, especially for Sagittarius sun, I don't foresee it being a bad one. No. And then, the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction at the end of the year, you'll definitely see a change in your environment. You'll definitely... it's going to progress you forward into an environment that you may always wanted to be in. I really do believe this is going to be a pretty good year for a lot of rising Sagittarius and Sagittarius, to be honest. I'm like channeling everything that's hitting me. I don't feel that this is going to be a bad year for y'all. I think it's going to be a good year. 2020 is a good year for y'all. For most of you. And like I said, just all depends on everyone's chart. That's all I have to say. Because there might be some other things that might be like, ooh, if I do a personal reading for you, I'll definitely see, something that's definitely a theme that might happen. But otherwise than that, for most of y'all, I think it's going to be a good year. So I think that's all I have to say for rising Sagittarius. Just, build those foundations. Create your business. Create your own value system. Create something that you're going to be happy with, but also, like, if you're able to make income off of it, like, please, this is a good year to make some money. The universe is in your hands. The universe has your back when it comes to money. That's all I have to say. All right, that's all I have for today for Sagittarius. So, thank you for viewing. Ciao.